evening, everyone, and welcome to another tournament stream. Woohoo! Bit of house cleaning to start with. There is a 3 minute delay on this stream. That is to avoid any stream sniping happening, of course. And that also means that once I get the room invite, you will not be able to see into the room until the timer drops below 3 minutes. If you are from the APAC server and you want to get rewards for watching, you need to watch through the portal and make sure that you are logged in. Make sure that you have accepted cookies and that once the timer starts, the blue timer will go up. I will stream for the whole time that the timers are active, which is 2 hours exactly, starting at the hour and then ending 2 hours later. I can stream for however long I want to, but basically streaming for longer than that won't make you get more rewards because the timers are basically arranged by Wargaming and the portal, so it's just a hard stop at some point. So yeah, with that in mind, we are going to be streaming the the lower bracket finals, and then followed by the um, grand finals for the Blitz Masters Legends 2 tournament. Basically, for APAC server, that means that yesterday, Urs actually got knocked out, but we still have ID versus Risk to start with, and then whoever wins that has to face Rory in the grand finals. So I am looking forward to that. I was streaming Apex server like in Blitz Masters Legends 1 as well. Unfortunately, because of time zones, it can be very difficult for me to catch APAC on stream because basically for me now it is almost noon, which means that if it's during the week, I would have to take the day off in order to be able to stream APAC. And I would happily do so if not for the fact that I just got a new colleague and they are not equipped yet to do my job, basically. So I can't really take time off much, except for when my other colleague is present, which of course wasn't much this last week. So no Apex streaming for me for now. But at least we have today. And that will have to do. And of course, once it's summertime again, it is easier because I can leave an hour later than what I would have needed to if I were to stream APAC then. And now it would mean like having to leave work at like 11 a.m., something like that, in order to get set up in time. But yeah, time zone stuff aside, I'm happy to be here at least on a Saturday. And we are starting it off today on New Bay. New Bay map based on New York. I'm struggling with the words, that's GG. Basically, what we usually see is that one person will spot around the ramps and then maybe get basically depending on what they find there. And most action will happen around here in the park or more towards the middle where the camera, well, not here. The video is not really keeping up with what I'm trying to say. But yeah, there are 3 bases, one basically specific to each spawn and then one in the corner. Usually we see action a lot like literally in the center of the map, where they have crossfire shots in people crossing over certain streets. I am really glad to have the mod where I can fly through buildings, which makes it a lot easier to spectate these matches. 1.5 minutes left to go. ID almost completely ready. And Risk still decide. Ooh. Are we going to see a shit bod? I should say a poop bon. Or the porta potty. But if the tank actually makes a showing, that would be epic, not gonna lie. We don't see it much in tours for very obvious reasons, but it is such a glorious tank, and especially if it's sporting the handhouse camo, it is a really glorious tank. So on ID side, we see 2 AMX 54s, 2 215Bs, 2 Super Conquerors, and an IS-7. Risk still playing around with what tanks they want to take. Ah, no, the porta potty has been removed. Which I fully understand because it is such a juicy target. It's gonna die so fast. But it would have been epic if it was there. Risk now having set on 4 AMX 54s, a Super Conqueror, a 215B, and a 113. Which is a much more valid. I'm not gonna lie with the meta that we have. Uh, got my hopes up there, Night Glycerin. And here we go, countdown clock has begun. we are going to go into the first battle of this evening. And then we'll see what happens. I'm kind of used to APAC games being quite fast and brutal. I wonder if they're going to keep with that. Let's see. We have Dead Inside heading towards the A side, together with Alisa, and actually most of the team. Silver heading for the base B. And we see ID pretty much doing the same thing on the other side. Focusing on the ramps. So we're going to have a base A showdown. Well, ramp showdown I should say. Sugu takes a hit. Manages to not get hit more though. B is being taken. C is being currently ignored but not completely unprotected. My Lord RNG 123 is moving into base A, and we have Alisa there. He didn't take a hit for that, but he's also not resetting the base. Then inside taking a little bit of a hit. A has not been kept in the meantime. Spartan Sword losing a bit of HP here. Dead Inside being in a very tricky position. This is a cool position to be in though. Farming happening all around. I'm pulling back because I want to show you that position from his perspective. Because what's happening here... Oh, there we are. His tank is pretty much perfectly aligned with the wall he's behind. Which is the perfect armor profile that you want there. Base A has still not been kept. Skylar losing a little bit of it. They're basically just bleeding one another. Cayman at the back there. Getting pushed now by Frost and Mandalorian. Sparta Sword pulling back a little bit. Having lost quite a bit of HP. Frost not looking too healthy. Is not long for this world. Does get another shot in. But goes down straight after with his head flying. And landing in the park. Mandalorian now not quite alone because we have Silver arriving there. But it also gives ID a gun advantage on the other side. So they have to be careful with that. Silver has been spotted too. Mandalorian actually looking in the whole other direction. And that's going to be very costly for him. Skylar goes down. But Mandalorian is not going to be long for this world. Goes down. Dead Inside and Silver now arriving. But the hesitation from Risk here has cost them guns and a lot of HP. They want to kill Dead Inside and they might well get it. Capaz is gone, so is Cayman. And now it's 2 versus 1 over here, but Dead Inside is almost gone. Has to be very careful not to pretty much expose any part of himself. That sounds so wrong, but you get what I mean. Capral goes down, making it 4v3. We're going to head back to the other side. Sugu holding on the ramps. We have Kampom moving downtown, heading after Silver and Dead Inside. Silver now pretty much sneezable, having only 17 HP. And that's the end of him. With Dead Inside, Silver goes down. Dead Inside, very low on HP as well. Can't really do much. Gets taken out. And we have Sugu and Alisa going after Spartan Sword. With Sugu losing more HP. And they can't really afford to lose any at this point. Alisa having driven around. Sugu does not go for the kill. And that might be costly as well. My Lord RNG returning to the scene here. Spartan Sword gets taken out. Risk, technically speaking, has the point advantage. Has the base advantage. But the two from ID have triple the HP. And Sugu might be able to get a hit in. But that's going to be... No, he does not get the hit in. Doing a tracking shot. And that's the end of Sugu. Now only leaving Lisa. And they both shoot one another. But at this stage, there he goes. And the first game is for ID. Pretty brawly game with brawls happening in lots of places, making it a bit difficult to jump around. All in all though, ID just getting the kills. I think in this case, Risk turning around to help their fellow teams and teammates in the park is actually in the end what cost them the game, because it gave them a big gun disadvantage on the other side, and that allowed ID to capitalize on that. So with the first match up and over, ID is now ready for the second game on New Bay with 3 AMX-54s, a 215B and IS-7 and 2 Super Conquerors. And on Risk side we see 4 AMX-54s, 2 215Bs and a Super Conqueror. They're leaving the 113 behind. Even though he was in an epic position before, of course now they are on the other spawn and you don't quite have that little wall there. Let's see, 50 seconds left to go before we go into the game. Both teams completely ready. Also find it interesting that most of the people here are playing on touch. There we have it. Tanks being changed a little bit. But only Skylar and Mandalorian and Frost are on PC. The rest are all on touch. And this is of course the first, I would say, big season in a bit of air quotes where PC is allowed as well. I do kind of wonder if they're going to push forwards with that, allowing for more big PC, because at the end of the day it is still a touch game and it's meant to be a mobile game. Even though it's nice that it's on PC as well, it is still meant to be a mobile game. But because PC tools haven't been on this level before, we usually see, like, from what I've noticed in the EU as well. Yeah, that was a nice offer. Right now. Oh dear. I'll check that out after the matchup is over. Risk heading towards the base C area this time. Though again, half the team heads more towards the ramps. We see ID mainly focusing on the ramps as well. With base B a little bit protected, Capral spotting people as well as the ramp people spotting one another. First blood has been drawn from both Sugu and Capaz. My Lord RNG going all the way into the corner. Let's see. C has been taken in the meantime. That puts a bit of pressure on ID, who will have to make a move at some point. While spotting people on the ramp. Oh, takes quite a few hits there. And Skylar does not get hurt for that in turn. And of course, now we have Cayman, who has been spotted by nitroglycerin. Did he just shoot Lisa's gun? Campon taking a bit of a hit there. But they are being careful. Slowly but surely whittling each other down a little bit. Lisa obviously being the primary target over here. Together with Silver. Lisa actually drops down. Campon losing more HP. ID now pushing. Wanted to get Silver. Lisa running around to help Mandalorian in the middle. But Silver's lost quite a bit of HP there. Is not quite getting his shots in either. And goes down. Now we have Capral being pushed by Lisa, Alisa, and Mandalorian. That shot did not go in though. And Spartan Sword is turning around to help Capral. He does still take a hit. And Lisa Alisa activates sandbags. Base A is being taken. Mandalorian going up the ramp. They're actually now getting in each other's way, not getting the shots in. But they have to be careful not to get farmed too much by Mandalorian. Skylar turning around. That inside lost a lot of HP there. A and B are both being taken. Risk upping the ante here. Dead inside goes down, even in the guns out. But right now, Risk has 3 bases, and that might make all the difference. Lisa Alisa has to be careful. Mandalorian gets tracked here. Frost at the back. They're trying to keep their guns alive. HP wise, only Sugu is actually really healthy. Mandalorian using the wall to stay alive, but he's in a tricky position. Lisa Alisa goes down. Sugu loses a whole chunk of HP there. Facing off against Kappas. And he needs to make this kill. He has to. And he does get that. And survives another reload. It is all about survival right now. Sugu very low on HP. Does go down. Base A being stolen. They are nearing 700 points. And right now, Frost is going up the ramp. Nitroglycerin staying back. They kind of want to get Capral. Oh, nice shot. That shot, though. That went, like, through there. Capral goes down as well. Mandalorian goes down, making it 2v2. Nitroglycerin hurriedly moving around. Does get that kill, making it 2v1. My Lord RNG being very, very healthy, but we're already nearing 900 points. And technically speaking, it shouldn't be possible for ID to take this game. Even if they kill Nitroglycerin. Because of the base capture. Unless of course there's fires and ammo racks or something. But they both bounce on one another. 964 points. Nitroglycerin still alive. It's just basically running around. They are shooting each other, but we're at 994 points and the game is for Risk. That base pressure making the difference here. Even though with 2 guns, they might well have won. You never know for sure. This is why Supremacy makes for interesting tours, because it just means that you have to play for the bases and the caps as well, as this match showed perfectly. Well played, much more patient game this, even though there was a lot of basically facing off on the ramps, and ID actually losing so much HP as they tried to push into Risk there. Score now 1-1. We are heading off to Oasis Palms. One of the maps where we usually see blind fire shots from spawn to spawn at the start of the game. Camping in bushes, going to the corners, holding. Sometimes base caps, they do happen, but most of the time it's more about finding the information first and then maybe getting a cap. It is a nice map though. I do miss the old version, that was so much more fun. And with 46 seconds left to go, both teams are almost completely ready. In the meantime, I saw a message in a language that I do not understand. This is a tournament broadcast. For the APAC server in this case. ID now ready with 2 AMX 54s, 2 215Bs, 2 Super Conquerors and an LT. And on the other side we see 3 AMX 54s, 2 LTs and 2 215Bs. And I kind of think that the running around of the LTs might make all the difference here, but it will depend on whether or not they get called out. Because the thing is about those little light tanks is that they can be absolutely evil and so necessary. Yes, again, with the pop-up offers. But at the same time, they are very juicy targets, so when they get hit, especially if they get hit with HE and it tracks them, they might be absolutely doomed so fast. DLT's heading into the desert. And now we have Silver being forwards, wanting to spot people. Does spot. Oh, they're immediately assuming that he's in the bush, in one of the bushes there. We have Capral in the corner. A is being kept. Now we have Silver quickly moving into base C. Wonder if we're going to see Blake. Oh, we do see. Oh, he does get hit! What a shot by Spartan Sword there. Which means that they now know whereabout he's at. They are shooting the desert. My lord, RNG wanting that. Look at the crossfire lines. This is what I love about tours. These guys. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. These guys know where they need to aim in order to get the shots. And you see all the marks in the desert where they did not pen and did not hit. But Spartan Sword did hit one before. Silver staying on the little ramp. That was a blind shot in Capral that went in. So he's now relocating. Not wanting to be quite in that position. But this is also Tours. Tours is holding behind the building. Waiting for information. Tours is also blind shotting into positions where you think someone is at. And right now, Sugu is getting shot at. Decides he doesn't really want to be there anymore. Both teams have a base. Silver being more forwards. But does not get spotted for his action, nor does he spot anyone himself. Capral. They're getting spotted. So is my lord RNG. Now Capral will stay spotted a whole lot longer. Which he will know as well. Frost. Moving in slowly. Silver getting the shots in without ever getting spotted. Such a cheeky little thing to do. And he's in a position where he can't really get out of there. And he will stay spotted as long as he's getting shot from there. And he kind of wants to not be there anymore. Lost taking a little bit of a hit. That shot actually hit the sand. Base B now being kept. Cayman going in for the cap here. That will give ID some necessary pressure. Dead inside has been spotted now. Has to be a little bit careful. But ID now has a growing point advantage. We're already at 710 points. Lisa being shot at. Spotted Sword doing magnificently in the position that he's at. And he is getting shot at. Ooh, he missed that one though. Risk playing the patient game. And they can't really afford to do this. They have to take action. And we see that action happening on the other side. Where Risk now pushing into base B. Sugu going in for the cap. They need to steal that. We are already at 900 points now. Bigots into Campon. Campon trying to avoid Sugu getting the base. And he is getting from... He literally is pushing Sugu out in the open into the line of fire. That is beautifully done. And Sugu goes down. B has been taken, but we're already at 980 points. All they need to do is survive and not have anyone be in the base. But with that kill on Lisa, the game is for ID. No, this is only for A, but basically with this tour season, both with Blitz Masters Legend 1 and Blitz Masters Legend 2 now, You can only get rewards for the base that you're from. So EU can get rewards from EU streams, etc. The score now 1-2. Going up a bit even Stevens here. ID played that gloriously, just farming, spawned a sword, pretty much man of the match where he was at, the shots that he got in and everything. And that cheeky B cap made all the difference because that really laid on the pressure, forced Risk to react, and that cost him a lot of HP and tanks. And with 1 minute left to go, Risk now ready with 4 AMX 54s, 2 LTs and a 215B. Unless that inside now picks something else. And he goes for the Super Conqueror. An ID is taking 2 AMX 54s, an 215B, an LT, and potentially 3 Super Conquerors. Depending on what's... There we go. Spotted sword ready's up in all I was gonna say, but he sticks with the Super Conqueror. It was a clever game, that though, the way that ID played that. And again, basically what Risk did before in the second game on New Bay, ID did in this game, forcing the other team's hand by using the caps against them. And here we go. Into the 4th game of this best of 7. And let's have a look. I really need more of those mouse icons, they're so cute. Silver again going for a very cheeky spotting. Serious? No, he's actually going straight into the cap. I wonder if he's going to get away with that, but it's their best option. Is he going to get away with that though? Crossfire lines happening, but he gets the base and stays unspotted. Same as the blind shots. I love moments like that, where they play cleverly enough that it works. Campon does get reset a little bit, but A and B are both being kept. Campon, Silver basically being very forced here, will pay dearly for that. But Campon is losing HP very, very quickly as well. Cayman now taking his position, but also in danger of losing more HP. Gets stuck against the building, loses a whole ton of HP for that. That was not quite what they expected here, or what they had hoped for. And now Campon and Cayman are basically stuck in a little corner, having to wait to be unspotted before they move. Silver is not looking too healthy, but he did manage to keep them from getting base B. And Cayman and Campon lost a whole lot of HP. Let's see. Spartan Sword. Ooh, again, taking a little bit of a hit there. My Lord RNG also losing HP in the desert. Campin is holding. I think they're hoping that someone will go after base B. But they're not. Oh, Spartan Sword trying to get out of there, but lost so much HP for that. Mandalorian as well at the back there. But HP wise, there's a 3k advantage for Risk here. Point wise, there's about a 40 points advantage for them. Mandalorian running off. ID is focusing heavily on the base C side. And now we have NATO Chris, that inside basically being pushed, losing a lot of HP very quickly here. Has to be careful not to get farmed to death. Base A is being stolen. Silver running off. Dead inside, getting shot from multiple directions. He's not going to be long for this world. Even if Campon is losing HP for that as well. Risk going after Capaz. Capaz surviving right now with 100 HP exactly. C is being stolen. A has been left alone. B is getting capped. Capaz and Dead inside both go down. There goes Mandalorian. Sugu moving in. They need to get the base back. And they need to get the kills. Campon right now not having been spotted. They know about where he's at and he goes down. But Frost goes down as well. And right now, Sugu really needs the skill. Spartan Sword goes down. It is 4v2. But they still have 2 bases. Sugu now going for the cap. They're trying to catch Cayman, who's catching Silver. 800 points right now for ID. It is not all over yet. Base B is getting capped. They need base A to be capped as well. Speed boost being activated. Capral getting capped and cracked. But no damage done. Oh, he did no damage there. He needed that. They need to get the kills in. That would still, again, not a kill. A has been stolen. They desperately need this kill to happen. And they do. And now they need to hide. C is being taken though. They need another kill. And there's a lot of HP involved here. Was gonna say we're going to switch to, to Cayman. But he got taken out at that point. And now with all 3 bases steadily in their hands. Capral can't make this happen. There is no chance. They hit 1k points. Again with base domination. Capral lives. But there was just too much HP. And too many guns. Hey Paul. Risk again. Forcing... I love watching this though. Because they just keep forcing each other's hands with base caps. And it makes for such interesting games, because then the other team is forced to do one thing or another. We are moving on to Vineyards for the 3rd map in this best of 7. Vineyards used to be dusk, was a lot prettier that way, and in my opinion, nicer to play on. But apparently players struggled with that a lot, so they made it a bright day map instead. 3 bases, 1 in the city, 2 relative to their spawns. And we usually see a lot of actions in the city or pushing through the city. So I am curious to see where they will go now. APAC usually being a bit more brawly. So far though, pretty much all the games have been won by, well, cap dominance, let's say. And for the first game on the Vineyards, we now see Risk taking 3 AMX 54s, a Batchat, a Super Conqueror, an LT, and potentially a Kranwagen. Whereas ID is taking 2 AMX 50Bs, 2 215Bs, a Super Conqueror, an LT, and an E50M. And then inside sticks with the Kranwagen as well. And I think this will be a and B cap and then the fight for C. May not happen straight away. I think at some point it will happen. Once they have an inkling where people are. Let's see. I like how Dead Inside has the uprising avatar, by the way, with the hand coming up. Silver immediately activating his speed boost. Going into base B. The LT arriving at A. Also going in for the cap. Mandalorian has been spotted though. And there we go. Silver. Ooh, nice. Immediate shots into base B. Mandalorian might be in a bit of a tricky position. They know that Campon is there. They don't know who else might be. They know Skylar is in the middle and that there's at least one person in town. Blind shots happening. C now being pushed. And they are not going to be able to get there in time in order to reset it. Risk moving in. Forcing Spartan Sword to not be there anymore. But they might well go for the cap instead. Capas getting hit in. And now base C is being protected but not quite capped. Skylar lost quite a bit of HP here. Shots happening into Capral as well. Campon moving towards the base B. They might be stealing that as well. C is being fought over. The Super Conqueror holding together with that inside. C, like I said, now being taken. Campon being very cheeky here. And he's not even alone. There's 3 of them there. And they do get reset. But at the same time, if they manage to get that though, Skylar, not long for this world, managed to survive a little bit longer, leaving him with 22 HP before Sugu takes him out. And now we have a big brawl happening in town. Silver running around, now reloading his clip though. Focus fire not quite there. Capral being pushed. Capas facing off against 2 on his own. And now pretty much being left to die. Was just gonna say Silver has another shot, but Frost is the one that takes him out. My Lord RNG got set on fire. RNG not quite being with him. He might still get another shot in. But then he goes down. Sugu not long for this world either. But now it is 3 versus 6 and that's... ooh, big hits! They can't really afford to lose any HP over this though. Now we have Mandalorian being set upon by Spartan Sword. ID seemed to have this in the pocket. And then they did not. They want to take on Campon. Oh, and ooh, ramming kill. Now it's just Spartan Sword who is slowly but surely being murdered by Silver. And now Frost is shooting the ground. Silver is reloading his clip. But Sugu arrives and takes out Spartan Sword. And the game is full risk. And ID seem to have all the cards and then they just lost it. Risk response. Just being too good. The focus fire being too there. And again, the little fast tanks running around. Making all the difference here. Which now means that if Risk wins the next game, then ID is out. Whereas ID has to win twice in a row to go through and knock Risk out. So the pressure is on ID now. They have to win. And Risk still has basically a... oh, I don't know how you call that in English. You have a spare game, as they would say in Dutch, basically. Of course, you do want to take it home straight away. But that makes sense. 1 minute left and Risk now ready with 4 AMX 54s, 2 LTs and Super Conqueror. Versus ID in 2 AMX 54s, 2 Super Conquerors, a 215B, a Batchat, and an E50M. And I do like that it's going up about evenly. I've mentioned this before in other streams, but it basically just means that teams are more evenly matched. It's not a walk in the park for anyone. And I always like watching those kind of matches. And here we go. Countdown clock has begun. Can Risk take it home? Do they need that extra game, or will ID take it in the end? And let's see. Mandalorian and Silver heading towards the base A side. Going for the cheeky gap, not in the bush where they would probably expect him to be. He's pretty much standing out there in the open. There we go. And they see the fence going down. They know that they're getting shot at there. And more. Nitroglycerin taking a spot opposite Campen, even though they don't know yet. Now they know that there's someone there. Both not doing damage for that. And we have Silver running around into the town. Possibly going for the cap. All of ID is situated on this side. They've not even capped base B. And that will make things very tricky for them, because it does add a lot of pressure. Cayman now moving in to not let the point advantage get too big, but they're already 130 points in between them. Nitroglycerin now being pushed upon though. But this is also a thing. He is not alone. He's got cover. He's got cover from Mandalorian. He's got cover from the AMXs. Focus fine, not quite there. They are losing quite a bit of HP as they respond. But at the same time, I think Big hit into Capaz. Capaz gets taken out by Nitro there. Now we have Campon trying to take out. Oof. Nitro does go down to Skylar, while Campon lost a whole lot of HP. Base A has been stolen. Sugu. Oof, Capral goes down. There is a gun advantage for Risk here. Sugu in danger now though, with the E50MB coming up behind him as well. But they do take out Campon first, even if Sugu will probably go down. He's selling his skin very expensively. Big hit into Spartan Sword. Sugu is still alive. Right now having 87 HP. The Batchat being set upon. They are... Oof, they got him. Silver having 13 HP. Sugu having 87. Mandalorian wants to get Silver killed. Does not get it that. My Lord RNG goes down. Sparta Sword, the last one left alive. He does kill Silver though. Base B is being stolen. Mandalorian gets taken out as well. Sugu with his 87 HP is slowly but surely arriving. But Frost is still almost full health. And there's not much he can do. Oof. Sugu actually not taking any damage for the shot, but he does take the kill in the end. Just as they hit 1k points as well. And Risk is through to the grand finals. Commiserations to ID. It was going up very close. In this case, I think the fact that they didn't go for points at all in the beginning, but then pushed what they thought was a weak spot. But even when it was proven not to be, they kept pushing there. I think that's in the end what cost them the game. And Risk just bounced back beautifully. So that is the first match up and over in, I think, 25 minutes. The next game will start. Yes, 25 minutes it is. So that means I have some replays to show you in the meantime. And let's see what I've got for you. I've got so many E6 games. But we're going to start off with a Cobra game. I absolutely love the Cobra. It's such a fun tank. Also, while we are in the replay stage, I want to make a shameless plug. I am running a series of competitions in December, going from everywhere from Prem Days as rewards to Tier 10 tanks as a reward. It also includes a art competition. All the details of that are on my Discord server, so be sure to check that out. Nice. Oh. Cobra doesn't have the most armor, but is such a beautiful tank. And it packs such a wallop when it hits. I have no idea what he's saying. I'm not sure I want to know. Nice. And he kind of just needs to relocate a little bit to be safe. Otherwise he's just going to get farmed. Oof. Nope. This is kind of like, where will you angle? Because there's a lot of tanks on either side of you. Some with very, very big guns. Can he take out the Death Star though? If he pulls back far enough. He might. A little bit of a derp shot. But we'll take it. He has to be careful because he's now pretty much alone on this side. He might still get another shot in. And he does. And the FE is still chatting on. Let's see. You have to be careful not to get hit. Oof, there goes the one Death Star. There's another one. He's being very hesitant in how he plays. Much more patient than I would be. Nice. High roll. This is a clever thing, because you know the tanks are pretty much all there. So going here is actually a clever thing. Because it might give you shots. You just have to be careful of that 50 TP. E100 goes down. Let's see. Patiently waiting, seeming to go AFK, but not quite. I always wonder if they're going to push you when if they think you're AFK, but that only works if you're not moving at all. And he does have to make a move. E100's moving in. He's not long for this world. And there's the other heavy as well. I would so be focusing on that Leo. Leo just took him out. Nice, that was needed. Possible Koloban off. If the 183 doesn't kill anyone. Oh, you would definitely need accuracy. There we go. That's a good shot. At least the Death Star is now focusing on playing rather than... Oh, that fire. That is beautiful. You can take another one. As bounce especially. Now the VZ is coming at you. You need to not be there anymore. Nice hit by the Death Star. Well done running away, because sometimes this is what is needed. Death Star going up the middle. Now we know where he's at. Running around can make all the difference here. Can he get the shot in though? Nice, nice. I would just push. Technically speaking, the Death Star should be able to sneeze on him and kill him. Oof. He really wants to kill him. Oh my god, that was Milton! Milton is a bit of a meme on the EU server. He's, yeah. I shouldn't really explain it on stream, but yeah, Milton is a bit of a special individual on the EU server. Up to the point that when the game started and everything, he was very much recognized. So that was a lovely little game there. Let's see, what else have I got for you? So many games. I'm going to show this one because I haven't actually watched it yet. 113 is one of those tanks that I know it's really good. I just don't generally tend to play it because I don't like it that much. You also have to remember that not only is Yoda retired, he's also just epic. So definitely drop him a sub if you haven't yet. He's one of the most amazing friends to have in the game. Like, just to give you an idea, he knows that I'm depressed. So what does he do? Every morning, like literally every morning, he sends me 3 jokes. Could be dad jokes, could be funny memes, could be other things, but he sends me 3 things every morning so that my day starts with a laugh. That's the kind of person that he is. He's an absolute legend and I can't appreciate him enough, really. He's a very dear friend. And I love him to bits. So yes, if you haven't yet, definitely subscribe to A Yoden Down Under. Because he deserves every bit of it. Well, basically angled by Super Conqueror there. I was just gonna say he's going to eat one for that. But he might be able to kill the object. Object is hard to kill, so that's a good kill to get. There goes the VK. Nice, nice. Not so nice. I just kind of feel like I have to branch. Basically what happened in the chat is that Sonara asked Yoda if he's playing Clash of Clans. And sometimes I kind of wonder like if I should be playing other games as well, and I just generally don't. No, wait, I do play a lot of other games, but they're mostly like the little puzzle games, not games that you can actually stream, or that are very intense or anything like that. Sometimes I invent new words because I can't think of the right one, and then I just combine words. I did that this morning too when I was talking to my mum, and she was just laughing at me, which I don't blame her for at all, because I made a very weird word. And it sounds like a proper word, and then you think about it, it's like, that's not quite right. Nice. Nice plane flying over. Is that super conqueror that they need to take out? Go, go. See. E3 being a good teammate here, by the way. Even if that shot didn't quite go as intended. There we go. Grill arriving to save the day. Even though the grill is not going to be surviving for long. Go, go, go. Park? See, this is the thing. If you spend too much time angling like that, you're also losing precious time. Let's see. Not sure where their TD is. He's not AFK because he has 2 kills. But we don't quite know where he's at. Come on, help your buddy. Help your buddy. There he is. Oh no! This is why he's sniper mode. Yes, the Rhinoceronte would be a much more difficult target to deal with, in my opinion. So that's the one that I would focus on too. I was just gonna say, you're probably going to eat one for that, but he actually does not. Pre-aim, pre-aim, pre-aim. Oh, nice bounce. And he can take a hit. He just has to make sure. This is the thing. He's loading the premo. That's good. I would have taken a split second longer to aim, but well done. Beautiful game all around, though. Lovely camo as well. Honestly, the 113 has some very epic legendary camos. This is not my favorite one, to be fair, but it is a good one. Let's see, we have... Let's have a quick look. I think we've got like 7 minutes left before we get the room invite. So that means that we have time for another game. Let's see what I've got. Got so many E6 games. Let's actually go for this one. I haven't shown this one on stream yet, so why not? This is, of course, when the tank was just out, so the ace bar will be too low for what it should be. Back in the day. To be fair, there are certain ways that you can definitely get sued by that specific company if you use their names. Or even depictions of some of their characters and everything. But yeah, Vickers MBT is one of those things that I don't mind. I haven't played it all that much after the first few days. It can hold its own. It can be really good fun, but at the same time, if I can choose, I tend to just play different tanks. So I should be giving it more of a chance to really. And when you get shots like that, it's just like, screw this. Beautiful waffle. Me derping my shot, but also bouncing. I'll take that. Yo there as well. Waffle trying again. And then, of course, I missed. Like, when this game started like this, I was like, this is not going to be... I'm not going to be liking this tank. And then, of course, that goes in for some reason. Because GG. IS-3. Moving in. There we go. The SMV not looking too good here. Is probably going to die soon. And then I finally hit the waffle and it's not the best of shots either. And of course, I'm basically the RNG in this game, was just so frustrating. But luckily I had a good team and they helped out. And the only reason that I'm still doing this good is because they're ignoring me for the most part. And seriously, the RNG in this game, like, really. It wasn't the worst game ever, but the RNG was just painful. I forgot about this game, and I think I blocked it out of my memory for a reason. It goes, finally. And again, it's not the worst game I've ever had, obviously. But it's definitely not the best one. I can't believe this was an ace, looking back at it. Ramming speed! Nope, denied. And there he goes. That was a really shite game, not gonna lie. So yeah, I blocked quite some damage there, and I had Levis Lio, of course, which also helps. But damn, that was a bad game. Let's see. No, we don't really have time for another, so we're just going to sit in the garage and look at that mouse there, and that mouse tank, and that mouse screen. And I really wish that... Well, I hope this curtain opens at some point and shows something epic. But we have some graffiti going on, of course, and some lights both in the sky but also on the wall. I do really like the tune that they made with that mouse, though. It's just a shame that I can't actually showcase it here, because that would basically mean I get copyrighted. So let's see, how long do we have left? About 2 minutes. We can have a look at the store, what's in there. There's anything good in there. I pretty much never buy anything on my APAC account, so it's just the free stuff that you see in my garage that I got one way or another. Snow globes being very expensive. The gold boxes are usually good deals. There are some good bundles out there. This I will never understand. I don't like either of them. I wouldn't call that steadfast or resilient. I wouldn't call these unstoppable in any way, shape, or form. And of course, then you have these two bundles for the Predator. It's actually not that bad a tank, but you can shoot it in the head so much. I actually like the logos of these tanks the most. Oh, I could actually get the camo for the Maid. I do love the Maid, though. Such a good tank. I think that's the tank that I got from the Christmas present, because this account has been around forever. I just never play on it. So yeah, there's just lots of things to be had. I can still open a free crate. Yay, boosters. Cooldown boosters, even though I never play on APAC. Like, I would love to, but the ping is just dismal, so I just tend not to. But yeah, we're just waiting for the room invite here. And there we go. The room invite for the grand finals of the Blitz Masters Legends 2 tournament. And now we just need to wait for the time to drop below 3 minutes so that we can actually show it. Also, this is still funny because it looks like I've got 302 battles with a 62.5% win rate. But only 8 of those were equipped battles, and the rest is all from spectating tours. Actually, also found out that the only backgrounds that I've got is this is the only background that I have on this account. And this is pretty much one of the only avatars that I've got. What is this? Ah, okay. Yeah, this account is so new that this is still one of the battles showcased here. Oh, bless. I just never... Does it actually show this in tour history? No, it doesn't. Ah, my streaming isn't counted as participate. That, to be fair, makes sense because we had like that order a while ago where you could get rewards for playing tours. And there was like mid-tour season, so I was like, I'm only streaming that, I'm not playing. But yeah, in the meantime, there's also this, which doesn't show up because I use the mod thing, so it cuts out a lot of graphic things. The mod thing, by the way, is so that I can fly through the walls. But yeah, give 55 reactions, so you can see who hasn't finished that yet, because then both your team and the enemy team gets all the reactions. And let's see, we're almost ready to go into the room and start preparing for the grand finals of the APAC server. I always wait a few extra seconds just to be on the safe side. But there we are. We can go into the room now. Rory already completely ready for Port Bay. Port Bay looks like this. We just saw it in my terrible MBT game. I cannot believe that was an ace. But there are 3 bases there. A in the harbor, B in the city, and C in the hills. It does make for interesting gameplay because usually none of the bases are being left alone completely. Most action takes place around A and B, usually B. But there's usually a light tank around base C as well, just to see if anyone is there. So that is the map that we will be starting on in about 2 minutes. Rory having a PC player, Risk having 2. Everyone else still on touch. And Rory ready with 4 AMX-54s, 2 215Bs and a Hori. Of course, this map does loan itself to TDs at times. Risk potentially taking a Sheridan. That would be the first one that we've seen this tour, I think. Oof. They're talking about time zones and connections and also weather in the chat right now. Humidity struggles in Sydney. Yeah, I do not blame you for not liking that. Like, I feel bad if the temperature goes above 25 degrees Celsius here. I don't function well in heat. I'm really happy that it's autumn/winter here now. And it's just the temperatures are cool and I can use my heated blanket, well, heated pillow, and I can use my weighted blanket and everything. It just makes life a lot easier. 52 seconds left to go before we go into the first game. We see potentially a T62A being taken as well. 2 of them even. This lineup though. Silver switching to an LT. Sheridan, it goes poof. But Risk taking 3 AMX-54s, a 215B, an LT, and 2 T62As. I wonder what they're going to be doing with that. Grand finals, of course, being a best of 9, meaning the first team to reach 5 victories will be the grand champion of Blitz Masters Legends 2. Also meaning that we have at least 5 games to go. And here we go. I was just gonna say, please log me in. Oh, we actually forgot to look at the pop-up offers. But we'll probably still have time after the matches, because even if we have all 9, rarely that takes a full hour. Rory heading towards the A side with Keys now turning around. And we see the T6 to Ace going into the corner. With Dead Inside heading straight. Ooh, Krim getting spotted immediately, taking a hit. Schizo, some more. They are all spotted, so they have to be careful with the reset, but they are being forced away. A now being taken by Zonk. But Risk has already kept base C, so they will have the advantage. Lisa losing quite a bit of HP there, though. More shots being taken. Atomic is all the way in the back on the ship. Now we have Silver running around. Schizo losing a little bit more HP. Blind shots into where Lisa used to be. That was a blind shot, though. What a cheeky shot. From Atomic all the way in the corner. And he does shoot at him again. That was so cheeky, though. Well done. Atomic keeps shooting in that direction. I think that he's hoping to spot, to shoot someone that is located there. Like Silver is now. But he was actually shooting Lisa. Risk has the advantage here. But they need to protect base B. And they need to protect base C. Frost has gone up the hill. Shooting at where Zonk is. So they can guess that someone is there. They just don't know where exactly. Atomic shooting at where Silver is at, or near where Silver is at. Continuous blind shots into this position. Prim taking hits. Silver immediately relocating. But does not get spotted for his trouble, so goes back up again. Cheeky positioning there. Prim and Lisa. Not all too healthy here. Now, Silver running around. Careful not to... Ooh, no, he did go through cover there. And he's clever. He's actually waiting. Not going through there again. But now has a clear way away if he need be. Krim, not looking too healthy. Ooh, he does not get that shot. There was a building there. And he is blind shotting where Krim might be poking out soon. But he's not quite doing that. Using the building for cover. Kiz now has his position. And Krim can't really move anywhere. Suki in an interesting position as well there on the hill. They are blind shotting and they can see that because they see the little puff clouds there. We're nearing 800 points. They will have to make a move. Rory has to do something if they don't want Risk to win the first game. Question is, where can they push safely? Schizo moving in. Gets spotted for his troubles. Takes a shot from Silver. Now we have Kiss moving in. They're going to make a play for base C. The C62 ace. Oh. Oof. Schizo losing more HP. But look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. The trap. The trap is there. He is trying to angle himself so that he's in the base, but at the same time, he's not actually keeping the base. He's not keeping them from getting any points, and he's losing almost all of his HP for that. Dead Inside has been tracked though, has to be very careful now. He's moving forwards, trying to stay alive. This trap, base B is being kept. Crim goes down. Oof, Dead Inside goes down as well. They kinda need to get the kill on Kiss. A is now being stolen. C is still theirs. 985 points. And nitroglycerin is moving in. Going after the kill. And securing the victory. For Risk. In this beautiful camo that I really love with. What a game. Very slow building that pressure. Making all the difference here. But also the trap. The trap that was at base C. Just waiting for Rory to push in. Very well played here. One and a half minute left to go before we go into the second game. APAC. We now have Rory ready with an LT, 2 215Bs and 4 AMX 54s. And Risk is still running up, but they've got a minute to do so. Let's see. Still we're sticking with the light tank. And he is a monster in that, so I can fully understand that. We see an AMX 54 and a Super Conqueror, another AMX 54. I wonder if they're going to stick with the T62As now that they've got the other spawn. Mandalorian in the 215Bs. Suga going into the LT as well. And Dead Inside now in an AMX 54. "22 seconds left to go before we go into the second game on Port Bay and in this matchup. Obviously, there is pressure, but no real pressure of losing the match just yet. And let's see. Here we go. I like how almost everyone from Rory is using the same avatar except for Schizo. I think it was Schizo at least. Monk heading towards the base C area, Sugu doing the same thing. Whereas Silver is heading to the other side. Possibly going to cap. But he's going to meet some heavy opposition there. No, he's there just to spot. And he did see the wall go down there, so they know that there's people there. Nitroglycerin has been spotted. And we have Rory being very aggressive. Nitro is like, I don't really want to be here anymore, but I can't really get out of here. Risk is now responding, but by the time they get there, it might well be that Nitroglycerin is no longer in this world. Shots are being fired. And Nitro is slowly but surely being farmed. He does not get another shot in there, and he's not going to survive long enough to shoot again. And Risk did not really respond to that. Dead Inside being farmed absolutely here. Only having 500 hit points left, now even less. Monk using the spot that Silver was in as well. But it is Irisu that takes him out. That is a 2-gun disadvantage for Risk. They will have to be very, very careful. Mandalorian now the preferred target. Gets stuck against the rock. That's not how you want to be. Is now being pushed by the AMX Wolfpack from Rory. And we have Frost arriving there as well, but Mandalorian is the preferred target. And is now very low on HP. Rory systematically murdering Risk. Irisu now arriving. Takes out Mandalorian. Elisa losing a lot of HP. You see the guns being trained now on Elisa. That is the preferred target. That is the one that they want out next. Prim, currently having 61 HP. Goes down, but so does Frost. It is 6 versus 3 with a gazillion difference in HP as well. Suku getting stuck on a turret. Goes down. Elisa goes down, and now it's just... was gonna say Silva, but he's gone already as well. In a very quick game, less than 3 minutes. And I think it all started with the poor Super Conqueror in the harbor that didn't want to be there anymore. And getting absolutely murdered for it. Dead Inside didn't even get a shot in afterwards. Trying to get away from there. And Rory just basically murdered everyone. We are moving on to a new map. We're going to go to Rockfield. Also gives it, to be fair, I keep saying it's interesting, blah blah blah, but all tour matches are interesting because you can learn so much from them. But in this case, on a map like Rockfield, there are lots of crossfire lines, there are lots of holding positions. We see traps, we see reverse traps. We see a boost every now and again. That doesn't always work out, but the idea is still there. We see lights having a little spotty spot. Lots of action usually. Slow going. And then fast ending. "46 seconds left to go, and for the first game on Rockfield, Rory is now ready with an LT, 3 215Bs and 3 AMX 54s, whereas Risk is taking a 215B, a 777, a 268, an LT and 3 AMX 54s. That is the first time in forever that I've seen a 777 in a tour. And that's not to say there's not been there, because I've not managed to see all the games from APAC server, obviously, but we rarely see it in tours right now, so they have to have something specific in mind for it, or found out that the tank works really well in a certain position. And here we go. I hate it when it does this, because I always fear that my game will crash, or that I forgot to ready up, or something. But it might just be the ping from me being you. No boost strat being used right now, because that's only on this side. Monk going towards the middle. Silver going up the ramp on the other side. And we might well see a base A brawl. Monk being... oh, what a cheeky move. He might get away with it too. With his support being spotted. Or some of it at least. Then inside heading towards base A. Monk deciding to not be there anymore. A now being capped. And this might be the position that they took the tank for. And we have... That did not quite go as intended, I think. I think he'd hoped to get on there. But that didn't work. Monk now in the bush to spot people. Prim moving around. Silver in the corner. Wanting to spot. Oof. Keys takes a hit there. Monk and Silver both get spotted. Crim does as well. Which lets Silver know that basically Monk has support there. And he might get away with capping the base. No, he does get reset for it. He is being very careful. Is he going to decap it again? He does take a hit in turn. Base B is now being stolen. They are leaving base C for what it is because they are now getting base B. And base B is not being reset. Which means that now Risk has the base advantage and point advantage starting now. Frost pulling back. Zonk somehow not getting damage for that. But Frost does. And base A is protected but not completely undercover. But now we have Silver arriving again near base C, spotting each other again. Both taking damage. And now we have base B being kept again. Oof. And you kind of have to wonder, is this like a trap? Or are they legit going for the base? Of course they are legit going for the base as well, but it's also kind of like a trap where they're trying to whittle down the HP of the other team. And now Rory has 2 bases again. Zonk pulling back, which means that probably Suga is now going into the base. No, he's not. Not yet. Frost losing a little bit more HP. See, now being stolen by Silver. This is basically a dance of bases. Silver takes more damage here. And another one. And they have to be careful not to lose too much HP because they're both, well, 2 shots for each other. Maybe 3 shots in Silver's case. And now base B is being stolen again. Schizo losing a whole lot of HP for that. He's not going to be long for this build. They are going to go after Kiss. Monk goes down. We are at 900, with nearly 900 for both teams. Space C is being stolen again. Ross is being focused on. Oh. That was a very important kill. 970 points. 975. If they keep their tanks alive, which they probably will not. Ross goes down. Somehow Lisa taking that long to kill Kiz made the difference here. And Rory has the game. I don't know how. I know literally how. Because it was just dancing around. Capping B, capping B, capping B, capping B, capping B. Maybe C, capping B, capping C. This might have been one of the most interesting games I've ever seen for entirely new reasons as well. What a game. And on its own, the light tanks made all the difference here with the base caps and everything, but also 777 worked out well. What a game though. Rory now taking an LT, 2 Super Conquerors, potentially 3 AMX 54s. But there we go, 2 AMX 54s and 2 215Bs. And Risk is ready with no less than 4 AMX 54s, Super Conqueror, a 215B and an LT. And let's see how that will go. We'll basically have a Silver versus Monk again, I think. Not gonna lie, that game just now though, that was insane. Just like a dance of bases and everything. And here we go, countdown clock has begun. And I always have that second lag, I need to check if I'm readied up. every single time. But here we go. Let's see. Monk heading to the middle. Not going for B this time, but going for a spot. Spot Sugu. Immediately turns around, does not really want to be there. And he is spotted for his action, so has to be careful. He immediately takes a hit. Criminal getting shot at as well. Lisa holding. Silver going in for the A cap. Monk now making a move for, well, not quite going into it. But that tiny little light tank making all the difference, hiding behind the bunker there. And getting away with the base cap, meaning that Risk will have a point advantage here. Rory now capping with 2. Base C not unprotected, but also not being capped right now. Lisa getting shot at. Frost taking a little bit of damage. As is Lisa. They are getting in each other's way a little bit. And now we have the start of the B cap dance. With Dead Inside starting it. Prim arriving. And landing a nice hit. Dead Inside shooting the ground. And getting shot from by Monk. We have Sugu. Lisa making moves. Sugu taking a hit. And they are being careful. They are going after Dead Inside. I did not mean to go into the ground. And Dead Inside is attempting to cap the base again. Schizo is arriving. He does get reset again. And Dead Inside lost quite a bit of HP. Now we have Zonk arriving as well. Dead Inside goes down. We have Frost called out in a position where he can't really get away from. So they are pushing him. They are losing HP as they do so. Big hit into Frost. So many bounces. There goes Frost. Nitroglycerin. Trying to get after Atomic. And he does not get to kill him. Atomic surviving with a grand total of 54 HP before Nitroglycerin goes down. Silver goes down as well. Rory going after Mandalorian with Schizo. We have Sugu facing off against Zonk in the middle. And we have Lisa and Monk and Keys duking it out over here. And Lisa is not long for this world. And Rory wins the game with a 7-0. Keeping all the tanks alive, some with 54 HP, but... Very well played by Rory here. That was a very convincing victory. I can't believe they kept all of them alive as well, because that is a rare feat on its own. We are going to go to another map again. We're going to Middelburg. Middelburg, one of those maps where you see some super heavies usually holding in town. Fast tank wolfpacking the hill. But every now and again that wolfpack stays in city and lays a trap. We've seen some beautiful games throughout the season on this map. And I'm only hoping for similar right now. You have of course one base in the hills. 2 bases in town. And it makes for some very fun matches overall. Focus fire generally has to be on point. And in this case, like the misses and the bounces that we see are very basically match changing, let's say. game-changing. And we see that Rory is taking one such wolf pack, taking 3 E50Ms, together with 2 AMX 54s, a 215B and a 4202. Whereas Risk is going all heavy with 4 AMX 54s, 2 215Bs and a Super Conqueror. And let's see. Countdown clock beginning now. No match point for anyone yet, but we are getting very close. Rory so far proving to be very strong, and it will be up to Risk to basically pull the rug out from under their feet. And let's see. So many pre-camos as well. I wonder where the Wolfpack will go. Will they literally Wolfpack through the hills? Monk is staying up top. He might be in danger because 2 heavy spawned in the hills. And that might prove to be a problem for Monk. He does spot Mandalorian. Lisa not quite yet, but most of the AMXs are also going hill. He's used... Ooh, Lisa got spotted. Monk got spotted as well. Dennis side being shot by Zonk there. And we have Silver turning around a little bit. Base A is not completely unprotected. Monk and Lisa keep spotting each other in the middle of near base C. And we have Rory holding Zonk, making a push. Does get spotted. Does immediately get shot at. So now they know that there's more tanks in the spawn. And the E50Ms are slowly but surely moving into town. Haven't been spotted yet. And we have Risk. Oh, cheeky. The Wolfpack now moving in. Krim has been spotted. Now Irisu has as well. They want to get Dead inside. They want to get nitroglycerin. But Dead inside is pretty much being destroyed there. Zonk pulls back. They have a gun advantage. They don't need to take any chances. They're not going for base ages yet. C now being kept. And Irisu is moving back with Kiz and Krim. Oh, Skizzo losing a whole lot of HP there. Monk holding in town, decapping base C. And we have the Wolfpack heading from the city into the hills. Monk basically seeming alone. Sorry. Obviously isn't, but they don't know that yet. They don't know if anyone is with them. C has been capped. They don't know exactly who else is there together with Lisa. Now the Wolfpack has been capped, has been spotted. And with the 4 of them, they are grabbing the bases. A is being kept as well. Atomic losing a whole lot of HP very quickly here. But they did get base C. A gets reset. Zonk not quite getting away with it. And Rory is now losing HP quite quickly. There's a 5k HP difference between the two teams. But we are already at 820 points. They need to get the bases. That was a nice shot by Skizzo there. Atomic is not going to be able to leave alive. He goes down. C is being stolen back. And the Wolfpack is now back in town. Going after nitroglycerin, who is currently without support. Monk goes down. They are ramming him. They are quite making it a little bit hard for the rest of the team to shoot him. Grim not looking too healthy, but there goes Nitro Crystalline. Base B is being stolen. Schizo goes down. The Wolfpack was Rory's secret weapon. It did not quite go as intended. Silver and Zonk being the preferred targets here. 950 points for Rory. Tanks are disappearing left and right. They need to take out the low HP targets. That is pretty much their only chance. And then not die themselves, which is another difficult issue. Irisu is taken out there. 960 points. We have Kiz going after the base, but we're already 990 points. And in a few split seconds, there we go. Risk has the game. This did not work out as intended. The Wolfpack, that was Rory's greatest strength, actually, with all the running around that they did not get the advantage anywhere. And that brings the score back to 3-2. Rory now ready with 3 E50Ms, 2 AMX54s, and 2 215Bs. Whereas Risk is taking potentially 4 AMX54s, 2 215Bs, and a Super Conqueror. And there they are. They stick with it. The thing is that it did work out for them. So why not stick with it then? And let's see. 40 seconds left to go. Everyone already completely ready. Pressure is slowly building. I kind of find it funny, by the way, that Middleburg has like a water area that no one can ever get to. And here we go. Countdown clock has begun. And here we go. Let's have a look. Three E50Ms now going to the hill, but they are going to meet quite some heavies there if they're not careful. B is being taken. A is being taken. C will be taken by Krim. If he actually goes in. He does not. Silver there to decap him. Mandalorian gets spotted. So they know that there's multiple people there. Hermes now spotted as well. Does take a few hits there though. And Krim is kind of like, I don't really want to be here anymore, so I'm just going to run away. Tiny bit of damage done to Kies there. And we have Rory cheekily moving into the base cap with Schizo. Does not get hit for that somehow. Nitro Glycerin taking a bit of a hit, as does Monk. Irisu holding. The heavies returning back to the city. Monk losing more HP. Zonk now as well. Sugu moving in. We have Frost being focused on. Risk smells blood. Frost being very forward, so he does not get that shot in though. And now has to be careful. Atomic gets tracked. And Rory is rallying around, trying to save their teammate. And now we have the wolf pack arriving. Going after Sugu is the preferred target right now. But Zonk goes down first. There goes Sugu. We have Schizo being very low on HP, gets taken out. They are focusing on Mandalorian. He's not long for this world, but it's costing them a lot of HP to take out these targets. Krim not looking too healthy either. Both teams have lost 2 guns so far. Frost still alive somehow. Not going to be for long though. There he goes. But there goes Krim as well. Irisu missing, well, bouncing that shot. And now slowly but surely being farmed. He does get another hit in, but there he goes, making it 4v3. Lisa not looking too healthy here. Is going to be rushed. But Atomic loses a lot of HP as well, and the rest of Risk is arriving. Big hit into Monk there. And in this case, there is just too much HP for Risk. The game will be for them, making it even Stevens 3-3 again. Silver turning around to deal with Kiss, who's now the last one left alive from Rory. Gets some nice bounces in though. But is not going to be long for this world. There he goes. Silver taking the kill. And the game is for Risk. And again, the wolf pack not doing what Rory had hoped they would do. It had the potential of it, but they didn't stick together. They didn't stay the wolf pack. They split up as they got into town. And that made all the difference again. So now with a score of 3-3, we are heading to one of my favorite maps in the game. We are going to go to Faust. Faust being absolute beauty of a map. One of the few, well, I think the only dark map that we've got right now. And I find this so much more enjoyable to play on than all the bright maps. I'm all for the colors, just not for the darkness. Not for the brightness, I should say. So this is more comfortable for me to play on. You have 4 bases. Usually B and C will get taken, and then there will be C and D, and then there will be a fight for A and or B. The bridges and the tunnels make this a very interesting tool map because there's a lot depending on who is where and who can get shots in from there. So usually it starts with those base caps to not let it get too far, and then slowly but surely they start farming each other. And then we have A or B being capped to add pressure. It makes for interesting games. 15 seconds left to go. Rory now ready with an LT, 2 215Bs and 4 AMX54s. Whereas Risk is taking 5 AMX54s, 1 215B and an LT. And let's have a look. Here we go. So many AMX54s. And I find it so funny because this makes it look like the tank is really, really good, but it is really, really good in the right hands, and that's the key word here. We have Monk going to a spotting position in the middle. Silver doing the same thing on the other side. Tanks are spotted. He's capping the base, does not get spotted for that. Lisa is taking a little bit of a hit. They are leaving the C cap though. Irisu taking a tiny bit of damage. But Risk losing a little bit more. And now we have Schizo and Krim going up the ramps there. Or maybe Schizo going straight for the base. Has to be careful. Hermes losing more HP. Atomic getting shot at. This is what I mean. There's just like so many little crossfire lines where you have to be careful where you can get shot from and where you can get shots in. Sugu up the ramp. Irisu trying to get the shots into him. And they are looking around. Silver holding at base A together with Monk. They're facing off against one another. Zonk basically there for when Sugu makes a move. But now with Mandalorian moving in, Zonk has to be careful not to overextend here. And he does not get the shot in, but he also does not get shot for that. Now he does. And he is not completely without support. We have Irisu behind him. So they are being very careful. Silver loses a little bit of HP. They know that Monk is now running off. The light tank going elsewhere. That also means that Risk now has a gun disadvantage on the other side of the battlefield. But Rory is not capitalizing on that. Monk losing HP. A has been capped. Zonk is holding. Both teams are holding, but Rory has a very big point advantage here of about 160 points. And Risk will have to make up for that somehow. They will not be able to cap base C again, not easily, because there's tanks on the other side that can easily decap it. Bits of HP being lost here and there. As Nitroglycerin and Kiz and Schizo and Lisa face off. But Mandalorian is getting shots in from the side. B in the meantime has been taken by Monk. Free of charge. And we have Schizo pulling back at an angle. Being very careful there. But now Rory is just adding to the pressure with 2 bases. Monk and Silver spotting each other. Wanting to shoot one another. They are shooting at each other, just they're just not hitting. Silver going through the base. Oof, they both take hits for that one. And will stay spotted a little while longer. Now we have Sugu moving in, potentially going after base B. And that seems to be exactly what's the case here. Whereas we have Frost pushing together with Nitroglycerin. Nitro in a very dangerous position here though. With the rest of Rory arriving. Prim not looking too healthy. But now we have the AMXs pushing up top. They are not quite making the push. Space C now getting taken, but Sugu, not long for this world, gets murdered there. Nearly 800 points for Rory. Silver not looking too healthy either. Monk goes down. They are trying to take Nitroglycerin. Nitroglycerin falling down. And that actually killing him. That doesn't always happen. Like, you can fall down there and take no damage and then suddenly you're dead. Can all happen. Frost goes down. And now it's just Silver, Hermes, Mandalorian. And Lisa. Atomic is not going to be long for this world with Lisa arriving at the back there. Taking the time to hit. Silver has gone down in the meantime though. Irisu losing HP. They need to get to base B and base C somehow, but base B is protected by Zonk. Lisa is going to... No, he's not going to attempt that. He might attempt to murder Zonk. But we already had 970 points. That shot went anywhere but in the target. And the game is for Rory. Again, a base cap game where the bases and the points made all the difference. And now the pressure is definitely on Risk. If Rory wins the next game, then they are the grand champions of this tournament season, or part of the tournament season. Whereas Risk has to win 2 in a row in order for that to happen. So the pressure is definitely on now. And for possibly the last match of this season for APAC server, we see Rory now ready with an LT, 2 215Bs, 2 AMX 54s, 3 AMX 54s, potentially 4. Whereas Risk is now taking, if nitrocrystalline readies up again, no, we're going to go with 4 AMX 54s, 2 215Bs, and an LT. Literally the same lineups for both teams. Even with the meta being very few tanks, we don't usually see that. So that is interesting in and of itself. And Rory is so close. 28 seconds left to go before we go into the 8th game of this best of 9. As a streamer, I'm always hoping for tiebreakers. But this matchup has definitely not disappointed with many very great games. Very cleverly played games. And here we go. I do like it when the scores are even. Like I said, it kind of shows that the teams are evenly matched. In this case, literally line up. So we can only wait and see how that will go. Monk going towards the middle for the spot. Silver now heading towards base D. Going for the quick cap. Zonk has been spotted. Sugu as well. And Nitro. We saw a blind shot into the bush where Monk was at. Monk is like, yeah, let's not be here anymore. Blind shot into base D, but does not decap it. Base-wise, it is neck and neck. They pretty much capped at the exact same time. And we have base A being overlooked. Shots happening. No base cap happening just yet. They are being very, very careful, which makes sense, especially when there's so much riding on this. Sugu and Zonk both spotted. And now we have Silver getting spotted for that, so they know that there's a lighting in that bush. He is still managing to cap the server though, the base though. Dead inside. And Frost protecting Silver, who manages to complete the cap and then hightails it out of there. Nitro is a bit on his own. Monk running around at the back there. Rory making push. Nitro has left the base empty basically. And we see Krim is going to make use of that. Mandalorian is at the back there, but he's not going to be able to decap it without massively exposing his tank. There we go. Trying to find the right altitude to keep track of Krim and also the rest. Sugu losing quite a bit of HP there. B is now being taken, but not before C is stolen. Risk rotating back around. Lisa going for the cap to not lose that point advantage that they've got. And now we have Monk running around at the back there. Dead inside taking a bit of a hit. We have Keys trying to see if he can shoot nitrocrystalline. They are being very, very careful. Zonk losing a little bit of HP. Thing is, which base can they steal? Because now we have Monk heading towards base A, which is where Silver is at. But that is the only base that they can potentially take. Sugu losing a whole lot of HP very quickly there. Trying to help his teammate Now we have Irisu going down to deal with Sugu. Sugu, not long for this world, is going down. And that gives Rory the point advantage they've been looking for. Silver wanting to run off. Monk giving chase. We have a brawl in the middle. Prim wanted to get base B. Struggling to keep Lisa out of it. But is working on it. Dead Inside goes down. Rory looking very strong here. Krim getting that base back. Lisa. Not long for this world. They don't even bother with capping base B. They're going to go in for the kills. Lisa getting tracked, but then still gets murdered. Silver goes down. Zonk is going to go down as well. Might still get a shot in before that though. Monk goes down. 945 pounds. They somehow bounce on each other. Now Key's arriving. Throwing nitroglycerin off quite literally. And he does not get the kill. He does not get the kill. And with that shot, nitroglycerin goes down. Rory gets the kill. Irisu still goes down, but it doesn't matter anymore. Zonk's arriving with 16 HP. Rory is the Grand Champion of the Blitz Masters Legends 2 tournament. Wow. So many little things happening. It's so hard to spectate all of it and try to show all of it. But there's so many little things happening. But this was so cleverly played. The dance of the base caps again. And basically not even all kills being needed here. Rory convincingly winning the Blitz Masters Legends 2 tournament. Massive congratulations to them. Of course, commiserations to Risk. Please don't discount yourself because you are still second in a massive tournament. And that's something to be very proud of as well. The games were close. Almost all of them were really, really close. Making all the difference here. In this case, Rory just managed to take out the tanks more. The only thing where, well, went wrong is the... Again, I want to just point out that when I'm criticizing what's happened, it's not basically saying that they did badly, because they did not. Any of these players can outplay me on any day, even if we're on the same server with the same internet and everything. They can and will outplay me every day. But it's like the little things, like the Wolfpack with the E50Ms is what cost Rory 2 games. It just didn't work out for them. They didn't Wolfpack together. And when they did, they were running around so much that they lost a lot of time that they could have been doing damage. So Risk managed to get those 2 games convincingly, very convincingly. But Rory overall just being too strong here. Beautiful games all around, very enjoyable. And again, massive congratulations to Rory. This should be in the previous tab now, if it loads. There we go. Rory taking home the title for this tournament. And cash. Quite a bit of cash. Because I think, let's have a look. There we go. 1k per player, basically. If assuming you use all the spare slots as well. And Risk taking home 5k for the team. With ID taking 3k, of course. So overall, that was a great tournament to watch. I'm happy I got the tail end of it. Even if I didn't get to stream all of it. If I could, I would stream every tournament, every server. Because I do love it. But again, massive congratulations to Rory. And that also means that by the time you hear this, the timers will be up and over. So I won't need to fill more that time to just fill the timers. This was an epic matchup. Really enjoyed it. So thank you all for watching. Congratulations to Rory again. Commiserations to Risk, but also congratulations on getting 2nd place and ID with 3rd place. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be back tonight with the EU server. So I hope to see you then. Bye bye.